Hey YouTubers, how you doing? Well, last week I broke my tripod. I told you that last week, and anyway, I decided to buy a new one over the internet. So it comes in, and it looks so good. It really did. And I find out that this tripod, is 3.5 inches. I said, "Wow, it's not what it looked like on the internet." I guess I didn't read the fine lines there. So I'm using it now, and maybe I'll splurge and buy a new one. I don't know. But wasn't that much money. That's what I figured. Wasn't that much money, I'll buy it. But see, we see what we see, and it may not be what it is. So let me just get right into it. This is a Watchman on the Wall report. I hope to make it as condensed as possible. Usually I don't know, I post a video Sunday night. That's what I've been doing once a week. I don't know if I can do that all the time. It's very hectic over here, but I'll try. So anyway, NATO's been they have a huge meeting in July, and every time NATO announces they have a meeting, Russia seems to listen, and then they act, okay, or respond, and they want to move they want to move 100 miles where the meeting is. So I know NATO is very passionate with this war. Everybody is, okay, and I think they move their troops on the edge of Ukraine, and of course America is sinking billions of dollars into this. You know, we need to do this, and you know, I just think that, and this is just an opinion, no matter how much money is being sunk into this war, Russia seems very passionate about this, and I think they're going to at least take part of the Ukraine. I don't know. I mean, but if that does happen, then of course NATO is going to have their back up against the wall, and they're going to say no, and this is when the real heart of World War III will probably start. So, and of course over here in the U.S., there's a lot of smoke screens. So not really a whole lot of people know what's going on. Maybe they think they're buying a big tripod, but it's only about 3.5 inches. You know, it was a good opener, because that is what happened. You know, so. And I noticed another thing, that everybody seems to be talking about this war kind of like nonchalant, and I don't agree with that. It's not a nonchalant thing. It's a very intense thing. The U.S. has given Ukraine a lot of weapons, and they keep increasing the intensity of it, which is getting Russia more and more upset. You know, I will say this, that I don't understand why everybody, NATO, the U.S., and others, are supporting the most corrupt government in the world. The people are great. The people are so nice in that country, but the government is a little corrupt. It's a lot corrupt. And sometimes over here, Republican politicians will speak on this war, and they'll try and get the brownie points, like, you know, we need to support Ukraine and all that. But those that really know what's going on, know what this is going to lead into. And yeah, NATO's doing a pretty huge exercise too. I mean, it's this thing's getting more and more intense, even to the point where America wants to evacuate all U.S. citizens in Taiwan. So you know this is getting deeper and deeper and deeper. Russia's calling for more troops to help them, even the Chinese, and they want a large amount. Um, you know, I mean, but I just think Russia is so passionate with this that they are going to probably take part of the Ukraine. And, when it comes to America going over there, whether it be a Middle East war or a war like this, our hedge money really isn't there anymore. Okay? Our dollar is being rejected and it's not as strong. And see, back in the past, because of that money, even if countries couldn't stand us, they had to kind of back off a little. So it's getting intense over there. Israel, they hit Damascus a couple times, and that's reminiscent of Isaiah chapter 17, uh, which I personally believe once that happens, full force, the rapture will take place. The bride of Christ will be gone. And to really understand this, I personally believe all we have to do is look at ourselves. And let me explain what I mean by that. If we have a recurring sin, the Bible says that we're carried away by our own lust. Well, that's on a micro level, but on a macro level, these people are being carried away by their own lust. They're very passionate about this war. And the principle still stands, whether it's a micro level or a macro level. Even Turkey had a flimsy conscience. They were trying to stop some of the weapons that were going into the Ukraine. And according to Ezekiel 38, they're one of the countries that go with Russia that march down on Israel. Are there going to be winners in this war? Well, no, except in the very, very end, the Antichrist. He'll just step in, and the whole world will be in place for him. I mean, I don't know. Okay. All right, I'm kind of winging it here. I talked about some of the sunspots, and we need to ask, as Christians, we need to ask ourselves a really good question: that during the 1,000-year millennial reign of Jesus Christ, is there even going to be a sun? Because Jesus Christ Himself is going to rule. I would question that. I would really question that. But there's so many volcanoes and around the world. There's so many earthquakes around the world. I know California went on a volcano watch. They went on an earthquake watch. I shared last week that the West Coast seems to be separating from the U.S. I've heard that on a couple of occasions. I hope it's not true. But it wouldn't surprise me if it is true. But But you know, the sun's erupting more and more and more, and it's even got a sad face. So that doesn't surprise me either. Um, you think the sun would have a happy face right now? No, no. Fish seem to be disappearing around the world. Um, okay. Well, you know, I know a lot of people are kind of worn out there, especially the watchers. So just hang on. Um, I mean, it's hard. It really is hard. You know. Just say this. Um, you know, I'm just kind of winging it. There's so much I could say. You know, we could talk about artificial intelligence, and I said this thing is dehumanizing humans, but it's not just dehumanizing humans. Um, there was a report that they tried to get one to work, and it started to turn on its master. Uh, so there's a lot we don't know about artificial intelligence, and um, it did the exact opposite of what it was supposed to do. We know all about the Las Vegas story, but well over 10% of university professors claim they had an encounter with UFOs. And right now there's at least 80 different sightings around the world of UFOs. 80. You know, so this is this I predict this is going into the mainstream very soon. Okay? It already has, but I mean even stronger. Even stronger. All right. Okay, AI wants to rewrite the Bible. Wow. That's unbelievable. I wonder what version they'll give us. Um, I knew this was coming. You know, there's certain people that just say, why don't we let them rewrite the Bible? You know, they claim there's a lot of flaws in it. Let's just rewrite this thing, man. Well, this is going to be perfect for the Antichrist. All right. See what I can do here. More and more Christians are seeing demons. Well, see, I told you the veil is becoming thinner and thinner, so for practical purposes, where do you think they would come? If there's portals in hell, where do you think they would come? Well, places like the Bermuda Triangle, Alaska maybe, the Great Lakes. But see, that veil is becoming thinner and thinner, and so many, even mainstream Christians have come out with reports. I'm seeing demons. I'm seeing demons. And you know, the Antichrist, I believe, I don't know who he is. I might know, but then again, I haven't ruled out that this person could be a complete unknown, and he'll just come on the world after the rapture, and he will have the whole world in his hands. But see, he has already declared war on humans. Um, so I just want to say, when Christians say, well, I'm not per se into the rapture and all that, I don't think they understand. As they look at this scenario, the rapture is your only hope. The rapture is like oil to a car. It is our only hope. Our only hope. All right, there's word that the U.S. Just joined an anti-Israel UN agency. Well, that doesn't surprise me. You know, um, that doesn't surprise me. You know, I predict that I'm going to sum this up, but after the rapture, after all this happens, in the way they're presenting this, I predict that people will be lining up for the mark of the beast. That's how bad it'll be. It's how perfect this scenario is going to be. Um, so, and, and as when Jesus said, as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the last days. You know, um, a lot of DNA around the world isn't even human anymore, and that, to me, is the ultimate war. It's a war against DNA. Back in Noah's day, it was no longer human, and that's one of the reasons why God had to step in. I'm sure it was exceedingly sinful, just like our generation is exceedingly sinful. I get that, you know. Um, so yes, it is a fight against humans, but ultimately it has more to do with DNA. The devil does not want pure DNA from God. He does not want that. That's the one thing he doesn't want, you know. Friend, you know, I know perhaps a lot of people hurt you. Um, that's just the type of a world we live in. But you wouldn't want your worst enemy in Hades. You just wouldn't, you know. And if what a lot of these watchmen on the wall are saying, including myself, we don't have much time. A lot of people are on the brink of eternity right now, and there's a lot at stake. So just make sure you're redeemed through the shed blood of Jesus Christ. Make sure you know Jesus Christ. You've come to him in a personal way, you know, based on what he did on the cross, and live for him, and live for him. So many people that I see, it's Jesus is second. They are first. Their lives are first, and that is not going to work, friend. We are very close to this whole thing, and you know, I shared a couple videos ago that, you know, Bill Larkin made a video about a tsunami, and God threw some math in this video, and he doesn't make videos anymore, but I said, Lord, you know, I know there's a mathematical prophecy in here, because you threw a lot of math in there. It's the only tsunami vision that I saw that through you know, different visions, that God threw some math in there, and he gave Bill an 11-day time frame on when that tsunami was going to take place. But you know, I said, Lord, I think there's more, and he just showed me right away. He said it's been 11 years since he gave the video, and he saw the vision, and on top of that, I just realized, I looked at this, and we're in the 11th Shemitah cycle since Israel became a country. And I said, Lord, you're showing me a lot of 11s, and it's not just that. I saw the number 1111 over 50 times, probably more close to 60 times. Um, and then I saw the sister number of 1111. I don't know how many times, 15 or 20, like 111. I said, this can't possibly be a coincidence. So I think I might have seen the number 1111 60 times. That's how many times I've seen this number. And in the most basic sense of the word, the number 1111 means Jesus is the Alpha and the Omega. He's coming. And so about 60 times. It kind of reminds me of when Obama had his party. He said you can give a donation of $600, $60, or $6 when he was 60. So, on a different note, we're seeing a lot of 666s too. And I don't think we're going to learn over here in America. I really don't. Because there's too many distractions. And it's like a circus in many ways over here. And, well, because of the distractions, there's too many false presumptions. That's what comes with distractions, false presumptions. People start to live falsely presuming and falsely assuming about things. And I see this all the time. I see it in my own life. I have to catch myself. Well, obviously, when we get really deep into this, the church is going to be gone, raptured, and the Antichrist, his army will be composed of humans and demons. It won't just be composed of humans. And I hear a buzz in this. I did not do a whole lot of research on this, but they're talking about the next pandemic, and that will be even worse than this one. Well, that's what the Bible teaches. Just look at the fourth seal in Revelation chapter 6. That's what the Bible teaches. So this doesn't strike me as strange. So look, I'm going to wrap this up, my friend. Most of the people that are coming to this channel, it's a very small channel, which makes me feel good. That's really all I wanted, was a small channel, just talk to a couple of people. So, you're a watcher, you're a serious watcher, you're worn out, maybe you have a thorn in your flesh, maybe God purposely put that in there, and, just stay strong. You're probably quite like the Philadelphia church, where Jesus said, I know you have but a little strength. And maybe God in his wisdom is saying that's all you need. That's all you need, And that seems to be where I am, as I seek the Lord. I only have a little strength. A lot's going on over here. A lot happened in my life, and so far, the Lord only seems to give me a slight peace from Him. I can tell it's from Him. I definitely can tell it's from Him, And I said, Lord, can you maybe give me some of your love and joy? But right now, in His wisdom, He said, no, I'll give you a slight peace from me, So, keep your faith in Jesus Christ. Make sure it's strong. Keep your devotion to Jesus Christ, your loyalty to Jesus Christ. The Bible talks about all these things, my friend. It talks about all these things. And we just happen to be very, very, very close. So know that we don't have a whole lot of time, you know. So, all right, friend, I think I'm going to sign off. And usually sign off with the same thing. Going to try and push this button a little more gracefully because the camera apparently isn't very good either. The tripod is only 3.5 inches. So keep looking up. I bumped it. Okay. Keep looking up, and God bless you very, very, very much. Okay.